What's up, insiders? Now that you have the actionable profile in X1, let's talk about the first steps of estimating with the actionable profile. First off, best practices, I will come up here to the top right corner and hit that sync button. Every time I sync to the Xactimate servers, it's refreshing the actionable profiles rule set. And we add new rules regularly. We make changes to existing rules. So it's a good habit to come here in the top right to sync to make sure we have the most up to date rule set. Now, normally I would let that finish before I proceed, but we're going to continue for this video. I'm going to come here to create a new scope, a new ESX file. We'll call this First Steps. And you'll note the profile dropdown box has various options for you. But for this, we're working in the actionable profile. So we'll select the actionable profile and create. Now it's going to create an estimate. We'll add a price list here and go ahead and standardize this up a little bit so it makes it a little bit easier for everybody to see. Now you'll note immediately on the right side here, I have the drawer open. This is the Exact Expert drawer where all of our estimating guidance will exist. I'll come over to the Estimate Items tab as well, where you'll see that drawer continues to exist. Now, one of the aspects of the drawer is that when you first open it, you'll probably will just see this little blue bar on the right side that says inspection results. You can click this little button up here in the top right to expand or collapse the drawer. Now, when estimating with the actionable profile, all you have to do is estimate. If I were to come over here and start to add my first line item, let's say WTREQ to set up equipment, you'll notice on the right side, every time you add a new line item, the engine essentially runs and is checking for what is in this scope and what kind of guidance should we provide. There are two primary types of guidance that the actionable profile will provide. The first is around overages, mistakes in your estimate. You have made a mistake. You've used two line items that are mutually exclusive. You used a collection of residential and commercial line items, and typically we don't include those in the same scope. So overages will show up as warnings here under this profile guidance in the warning tab to look for mistakes. When you make a mistake, it complicates the claim process. It makes it hard to settle the claim. So it's good to clean up those mistakes before we submit our estimate to the claim. Now, in order to address these alerts, you can either follow the guidance of the alert. You can see here, zero quantity or unit price. I've added a line item, but I haven't actually charged for it. So I can either add a calculation here, which will resolve the alert and it will go away instantaneously, or I'll have the option here to bypass it and explain why. In this particular case, I would be charging for nothing. Now, the other type of guidance that you'll find in the actionable profile is omission guidance. Based on the scope that you're putting together, what other line items might you need to include to have an accurate scope? What did I forget? What other line item should I include? Those will appear here in the cautions column. Cautions are designed as reminders or suggestions. We're pretty confident based on your scope that you may need to add something, but we're not entirely sure. So we just want to suggest this potential omission as a line item to include in your scope. For example, we've added one mitigation line item around equipment, and we have 4 caution omission alerts telling us that we may need floor protection, we may need PPE. We have the charges to the labor to set up the equipment, but we have not actually included the equipment work, and we may actually need to perform some lead testing as well as a result of the mitigation work in the scope. So that's the basics. First steps: sync and refresh the rule set, create an estimate in the actionable profile, and start doing the work that you've always been doing, writing estimates in Xactimate. See what guidance pops up. You can either have this drawer open and watch as the alerts pop up as you go, or you could do all your work and then at the end of your estimating process, expand the drawer to see what final alerts are there for you to resolve. There's going to be a number of utilities and features that you'll be able to use to help navigate your scopes and use the drawer to resolve alerts and get to the best possible scope the first time around. We will have a bunch of videos below this one with links that you'll be able to learn more about the individual utilities as you estimate with the actionable profile. In the meantime, please enjoy, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you.